The evolution of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Don't give it away now. The road to success for the Red Hot Chili Peppers was certainly not easy street, whether the case be band members quitting, not being fit for the group, or sadly even dying. The band has seen it all. But with every obstacle the band has faced, they've managed to find a way to overcome and continue to pursue their career without missing a beat. Their eventful and sometimes even tumultuous past has helped to shape an amazing band that remains relevant today. They've experienced and endured many struggles that could easily have destroyed them, but instead they became stronger. In spite of it all, the band managed to make their way to the top. The Red Hot Chili Peppers have been performing non-stop since their first gig in 1983. The band's original lineup, Anthony Kiedis, Flea, Hillel Slovak, and Jack Irons, all attended and met at Fairfax High School. The band's original name was Tony Flo and the Miraculously Majestic Masters of Mayhem. The band first landed their gig on the LA Strip at the Rhythm Lounge Club in 1983. After this performance, guitarist Slovak and drummer Irons both left the group to be with their other band, What Is This? Little did Slovak and Irons know that Tony Flo and the Miraculously Majestic Masters of Mayhem did so well at their first performance that they would be asked back to perform again. Since Slovak and Irons left, Flea and Kiedis were left to figure out how to execute their next performance without a guitarist and a drummer. After taking some time to convince Jack Irons and Hillel Slovak to come back to the band, the second performance at the Rhythm Lounge Club was also a success. This led to additional bookings all over LA. With this growing popularity, the band changed their name to the Red Hot Chili Peppers. With the rise in popularity and the subsequent newfound wealth, the band soon indulged in the consumption of drugs and alcohol. This would take its toll on each of the band members, and it soon began to negatively impact their work. The band was struggling to produce lyrics as Kiedis was regularly knocked out, and Slovak's creativity with playing and writing guitar riffs suffered. The short-lived success of the band was fading. Things became so dire that eventually Flea and Irons developed an ultimatum to clean up their act or leave the band. Unfortunately, Slovak continued his self-destructive actions and died shortly after. On June 25, 1988, Hillel Slovak died from an overdose of heroin. Both Slovak and Kiedis were struggling with drug addiction. Seeing Slovak die had a life-changing impact on Kiedis. The remaining band members realized that life isn't just one big party, and you have to be focused for success. The band committed to laying off using hard drugs and alcohol so they could fully pursue their dreams, sadly without one of their best friends. And now the band was left with a void, without their guitar player, and they had to begin to work to find a replacement. It was not going to be easy to find a replacement that could easily live up to the standards of Slovak had set for the band. The band auditioned numerous hopefuls, but ultimately decided to go with Dwayne McKnight. McKnight had filled in for Slovak during a performance, and the audience seemed to enjoy his performance. But issues with McKnight quickly put this decision in question. There were heated arguments between McKnight and other band members, ending with McKnight threatening to burn down Anthony's house. The decision was made to fire McKnight. To compound the loss soon after this setback, Jack Irons decided to go solo. The band determined to persevere, begin the process of replacing Irons. The band chose their friend D.H. Peligro. Peligro that recommended a replacement for McKnight, John Frusciante. Once the band finally had their new lineup, things started going really well. The band had a great sound and great chemistry. Unfortunately, Peligro got into some serious drug usage, causing the band, who had already lost one member to a drug addiction, to fear the worst. As hard as it was going to be, the band decided to fire Peligro, even though he was one of their closest friends. Peligro was, of course, very upset and hurt. Without an immediate planned replacement, the band held open auditions to find a new drummer. A friend of the band recommended they give Chad Smith an audition, and Smith definitely got the band's attention. Chad Smith became the new drummer for the Red Hot Chili Peppers and is still the current drummer today. The band would keep this lineup with some creative differences until 2010. Frusciante's friend, who started touring with the band in 2006, Josh Klinghoffer, would replace Frusciante after he left the band one too many times. Klinghoffer has been with the band ever since and is still touring with them today. In conclusion, the Red Hot Chili Peppers have endured many personal and professional struggles that could have easily destroyed their band. They eventually realized that life isn't one big party and that their actions have consequences. In order to keep making music and living the life on their terms, they understood the necessity of pulling themselves together. The Red Hot Chili Peppers' success was achieved with a lot of work and heartbreak. Today, the Red Hot Chili Peppers remain a very popular and relevant band. They have been performing non-stop since the 80s and are still on top of their game. They're not giving it away now.